welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm gonna be talking about what I believe is the best picture profile for Sony mirrorless cameras. Over the last couple of months or so, I've been shooting in hybrid log gamma and specifically in the HLG2 picture profile. Now, up to this point, what I had mostly been shooting in was Cine 2 and S-Log2. And while those are both really good picture profiles, and I would highly recommend either one to anybody, for me, I've really been enjoying HLG2. And so today I just wanted to make a relatively quick video and just go over the different reasons why I decided to switch and why this might be the right picture profile for you. So first reason why I now shoot an HLG2 is that it's really easy to color grade. For me, a lot of the videos and content that I make require a pretty quick turnaround, and I just don't want to spend a lot of time like I will in S-Log2. I just don't want to spend a lot of time color grading and trying to get the image to look the way that I want it to look. HLG2 is really simple. The colors right out of the camera look good, and that makes color grading a really simple task for myself, which, like I said, I don't have a lot of time. And to be honest, I enjoy color grading, but I'm just not very good at it. So I'd rather have something that looks a little better from the get-go, as opposed to putting all the pressure on myself to make it look good. The second reason why I really like HLG2 is that the base ISO is 100. Now, of course, with S-Log2, the base ISO is 800, and then another really common picture profile is Cine 4, and I believe in Cine 4 it's either 200 or 400, I can't remember, as the base ISO. And so to be able to shoot in 100 as your base ISO, that comes in handy really often for me, especially obviously when I'm shooting outside or in really well lit scenes like this. I don't have to boost that, or I don't have to start at a higher ISO, which in my opinion just makes the image look cleaner straight from the get-go. The next thing I like about HLG2 is the dynamic range. Now, the biggest reason why I would shoot an S-Log2 is because that has the most dynamic range that you can get from the Sony a7 III. But what I found with HLG2 is that although it may not have quite the dynamic range as S-Log, it comes pretty dang close. And for video, if you want your final product, your image quality to look the best, your dynamic range has a lot to do with that. The higher dynamic range that you have, ultimately just the higher end, the better your image is going to look, the more cinematic, the more professional it's going to look. And so having a really high dynamic range in HLG2 is a huge plus for me. All right, and the fourth reason why I really like HLG2 is that the colors straight out of camera look, in my opinion, the best out of any other picture profile that I've used. Now, obviously I kind of touched on this in the first point talking about color grading, but even beyond that, just the natural colors that come from HLG2, in my opinion, look the most natural, they look the most flattering, and when you have a really good starting foundation with your color, it makes everything else that you're trying to do to that image a lot easier. You know, Sony, I think, sometimes gets a bad rap for having the color science that it has, but in my opinion, HLG2 has amazing colors straight out of camera. And for me, I do color grade every clip that I shoot. I don't ever, hand something over that I haven't touched up or color graded. But if you don't want to do any of that, you could honestly probably get away with using your footage that's straight out of the camera from HLG2. All right, and that's all I've got for you in today's video. One thing that I will definitely be doing over the next several days and weeks is releasing some videos in more depth about HLG2 and talking about color grading and different LUTs that I would recommend and different LUTs that I use, and maybe even beyond just HLG2. I want to talk about some other picture profiles in Sony cameras, because I know for me, at least when I first got the a7 III, just shooting video and getting the colors right and you have so many different options for picture profiles. It can be kind of intimidating on just knowing where to start, especially if you're new like I was to Sony cameras. So if that's something that you might be interested in, definitely be on the lookout for those videos in the next following in the weeks to come. And also, subscribe if you haven't already. I always appreciate whenever people kind of join along and see what we're doing over here. But yeah, with all that being said, oh shoot, I forgot, I should have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but the HLG picture profile that I use, I've slightly tweaked some of the settings, so I guess you could call it a custom picture profile. I really haven't done a whole lot to it, but if you liked the way the footage looked today, and if you've liked the way that my videos have looked recently, then I will leave all the settings that I use down in the description box below so that you can check out and see if those work for you. But hey, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next one.